So the market's going to open in 1 minute, and the structure for today, and we actually have an opening right now. The structure for today is a clear trading range. You guys can see I have my short-term trend lines in play because I want to follow the trend line rule. After there's a break, traders will attempt to create a new extreme. You guys can see my key levels at the bottom, key levels at the top, EMA is flat, and price is swinging up and down, up and down. So when we are coming from the one side, I'm expecting for price go to the other. You guys can see I have this downtrend working lower. I have a break, 2 legs to a new extreme. So right now I'm a little bit sitting on my hands patiently. I have right now a confirmation of the exponential moving average, but this is just a first entry short. So I'm going to be sitting on my hands right now. And you guys can see it is a nice move, but it is exactly at the open. It is a first entry. And even though we expect for price to go all the way down to here, I have a set of rules that I follow. I wait for second entries at the key entry points. And yeah, so this is the first entry, and there was no second entry this time around the open. So I'm going to be patient and waiting if I can get any decent setups. All right, guys, so preparing my limit order as we have a second entry short right off the EMA and the trend line. And let's see if we can get the trigger here. This bar quickly reversed instantly, so I don't really want to miss the entry. Let's see what happens. The price is forming. We haven't triggered yet below this bar, so I'm all right. It looks like there's going to be a no entry yet. It would be good if we trigger on this bar right here, on one single bar. But let's see. The price is still working. We may get an entry here. And it looks like we may... Oh, at the very last second we did. So let's see. And we got filled. So I'm going to move my stop loss 1 tick above the single bar. Runner goes up here. I'm going to go for 1, 2, 8 ticks of target profit. And once again, I'm looking for a new low right here. First entry short, little pullback higher. Second entry short of 2 key entry points. This trend line, this EMA. I am at the key level right here, but price felt so hard to push back above the EMA that I pretty much have to go short, because if we are going to have a strong bullish momentum, we're going to push strongly above the EMA. You guys can see the first entry pull back. There's the second attempt to go long, and it pull back again. So that indicates that there's no bullish momentum, and we got filled on our first trade of the day. Perfect. So I'm going to move my runner somewhere around here. First entry short, second entry short, and I'm going to mark the first trade for the day. But you guys can see simple price action. We're working lower. We had a break, move to a new extreme, but once again, I have to observe how the EMA reacts. Even though we have a failed breakout, which would have worked, I wasn't feeling the long here because the price was really quite bearish. But as we pushed higher and we fell to close above EMA, this is a strong indication that we may get confirmed of this downtrend. And you guys can see the second entry short right here. This is a 2-legged pullback, high probability set. I confirmed it. So I'm going to hold the runner and pause it and let you guys see how the runner is developing. We are in the trading range, so you never know. All right, so I'm resuming the video as the runner is going to get stopped out. Unfortunately, we are still in, but doesn't seem like we're going to plummet lower. And the runner got stopped. So I was hoping for a decent runner as we pushed lower quite a bit, but we got close to this bottom trend line, and you guys can see price reversed. And right now we are pushing strongly above the EMA, so the bigger pattern, the range is coming into play. So I may stop shorting at this point on. Let's see. Yeah, I don't really feel like shorting anymore. All right, guys, I'm preparing my limit order as I'm... Oh my, and the bar is doji. Let me see. We get a lower high here. There was a new low, first entry short, second entry short. But I really like the context here. I'm going to take a short here, even though the bar is very doji-like. I really feel strongly in the context here. So we got filled. So I'm going to put my stop loss 1 tick above here. I'm going to go for 8 ticks. My runner is going to go somewhere around here. And let's see what happens. Price is bouncing strongly here. All right, so I'm resuming the video, and the price is stacking a little bit, but we may, let me see how we may do. I don't like, let's see how this bar finishes, because I'm really taking a huge chance here on this doji bar. And if we close bad here, I might, oh, we close very bad, but I'm still holding this. Let me see, the bars are stacked up here. Yeah, not looking great here. still like the context is overall bearish. Feels like a lot of longs got trapped here. But the signal bar was so doji like. This is a risky trade, by the way. This was the much safer one. This is much riskier trade. And let's see here. Price is struggling big time here. Not looking great here. Not looking great here. I'm tempted to exit at break even as I'm taking a chance here. Yeah, not looking ideal. And I got stopped out here. Yeah, so I took a chance here on a lower high that was really bad signal bar, full on doji. But I kind of believe in the context here, but the risk was still okay for me to take. So I decided to pull the trigger here. But yeah, so we're 1-to-1 so far, and let's see what happens. All right, so I'm resuming the video because price is stalling big time right now. You guys can see we are really chopping in this slow consolidating structure, this slow wedge. And the best thing to do is just to be patient, sit on your hands. You guys can see EMA is completely flat, and we basically managed to trade into, you know, what it looks like a 10-point range. And even though we are at the top of the range right now and it looks like a decent sell, this is such a bad price action when it comes to overall clear day that I'm just sitting on my hands here. The key level at the bottom, the support is holding. We cannot seem to push below it. But at the same time, we have a bearish imbalance. So it's really kind of messy now. Sometimes it is what it is. But I'm just sitting on my hands. The trade failed, but it was a horrible signal bar. So this was a good skip. And you guys can see it just trade up higher. And it went exactly what I thought for the quick, easy scalp. But sometimes that happens. So we're 1-to-1. I'm just sitting patiently here. And yeah, if anything, I'm more leaning towards selling right now. We're at the top of the range. So I'm thinking price will get all the way down here, because we have a break and a new high right now with this uptrend. All right, so just as I resume the video, we have a quickly strong momentum lower high setup forming. Let's see if we can get a trigger. It's closing at the very low of its one tick from its close. So let's see. And we may miss this setup. Come on, man. And we missed the setup right here. So because we already made what it, hold on, can I miss? It's 25. We didn't, but we already made 7 ticks. So never mind. Decided to hold on. I took this lower high, going to go for 8 ticks. I'm going to move my runner somewhere around here, and this is now a lower high setup. We're coming off the top of the trading range. We have a break and a new extreme formed. This is a lower high, great bar that closed at the very last second. This was a big momentum trade. And we are 1 tick away from getting filled. I almost canceled the order. I didn't even... let's see here. 1 tick away from getting filled. I still feel strongly price will make it all the way down here. This is such a strong bar. I forgot to mark this trade. This is such a strong bar. Come on, one single tick. And we got out. So, and we're pushing strongly to the downside. So hopefully we may catch a good runner. But once again, I'm expecting for price to put some support here. We'll see here. So I'm going to tighten the runner 1 tick above this swing right here, because I don't want to be greedy, because we push strongly to the downside and we instantly rallied up higher. And I thought my runner is going to get stopped, and I'm not going to take anything, and I'm not going to do the same mistake twice, because as a trader, you don't want to be too greedy. So if we push above this swing right here, it is where there's a good likelihood that we may actually push way higher and stop me out. And I'm not going to risk it. I want to take at least those 7 points out of the runner. I only took 3 trades, and I have it in 20 minutes. I have a business call for like an hour, so I'm going to struggle to trade for quite some time now. We're actually pushing to the downside, so we can, and this is exactly what you want to see, baby. Let's go. There was a new high, first entry long, second entry long, failure. I don't know. All right, so no Christmas for me today, but there was a new high, first entry long, second entry long, failure, which a lot of traders took, and it's not a bad trade because you're taking a high probability setup, which is a failed second entry in a bearish imbalance. You guys can see each new low, each new high is lower than the previous one. We cannot even make it to the middle of range, so this is what is called a bearish imbalance. So this is where you know you don't want to be fading these breakouts, but we already moved quite a bit. Also, we came back above this support, and I think it's a little bit aggressive. It's not a bad entry, but look at the sharp move, and you move quite far away from this lower high, starting to get a little bit riskier, but I can definitely see the reasons why you would take it. So price still has no clear momentum, and don't tell me they stopped me just to push it lower. I had the channel like this just in case, you know, something unexpected happens, but this is a trading range, and in ranges most likely these patterns will not come into play. But you have a strong bearish imbalance, and this tells you this basically tells you a lot that we are struggling to push higher. So it is quite reasonable to start looking for potential patterns. We'll see. So I'm going to wrap it up. First trade right here was this second entry short off the EMA and off the trend line. Then the market reversed higher, and actually the trend line still, I had initially like this, and this is probably what the trend line is like. We have a break, new extreme. I didn't like taking anything here. We have a new low, first entry short, second entry short, but it didn't trigger above this bar. It was tempting to take this entry, but I was still sitting on my hands. But this is a reversal pattern. I was still a bit afraid we may retest the new low of this spike candle channel. Price pushed higher. There was a new low, first entry short, second entry short, which was the proper setup I should have taken. I didn't really act on quickly, and you guys can see that the price action still works like clockwork. Sometimes we just make a little emotional mistake, because I was supposed to pull the trigger here on a nice second entry short during the bearish imbalance. I waited for lower high, which is a lot of times the safe way to do, but this is such a horrible signal bar. I knew what I was getting into. I got punished. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't, but as a trader, it's about taking a chance, and it's about probabilities game. Market chopped around here. I wasn't really feeling taking any trade here, but you guys saw once this lower high formed really quickly, spontaneously, it confirmed this failed breakout. It's such a nice bearish big bar. Yeah, this is a trading range, and you want to follow the rules. So this was the last trade, and market still chopping slowly. Price action is not looking great. It's looking a little bit wedgy, but you know, I'm gonna wrap it up, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you made it to this very end of the video, it means you're enjoying the content. So like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are interested to learn about day trading, and remember, you have to be patient during the day like this. All right, so I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Take care, buddy.